And welcome to another edition, the first of the 2012 and 13 athletic season at Columbia College, the Cougar Coaches Show here on Mediacom Channel 22, and a new edition of All the Sports, something we've been talking about for a while with the announcement over a year ago with the addition of the 5 new sports, including women's soccer. And with me, head coach John Klein of that women's soccer program, as well as the men's team. Welcome.
Thank you, Cosmo.
Off and running. It's finally here as we talk about all the different milestones all the way back from the first announcement that soccer was going to be played by the ladies here at Columbia College, to then your hiring and John Deshay being brought on full time, to practices and signing players, and now you're underway into conference play already.
Yeah, we've made it. We acquired a team. We brought them in August. Had a nice preseason. We have 20 players on our roster, and we're in the middle of the season now. It goes fast, but it's been exciting, and I think the girls have really taken to what we're trying to preach, what we're trying to teach, and the soccer's been excellent. The results haven't been outstanding, but at this stage of the season, we've seen some high-level competition, and we've got a pretty good feel for where we stand in the NAI and what we need to do to get better.
3-6 overall. You just got another win at home over Missouri Baptist in conference play, so you ended that 4-game losing streak. We'll talk about that just briefly in a minute, but then conference play at 2-0, where it really matters as far as the standings are concerned for a potential berth into postseason play. But as you mentioned, tough competition. Those 4 games that you lost in a row, 2 of the teams in the top 25, a couple of the others just outside that top 25. You're really challenging your brand new team with playing some of the best in the country.
And they held their own for sure. And I would say in most contests this year, so we're 9 games into the season, I would say we've outplayed the opponent in the first half almost every time. But then we wear down a little bit. We haven't scored as many goals as we would have liked. We've created some opportunities, but we haven't quite gotten on the end in the opponent's box. So defensively, we've been sound. Only once out of the 9 contests have we given up 3 goals. Other than that, it's been 2 goals or less every contest. So I think we're very organized defensively. We're just trying to figure out how to work it up the field and support the ball up the field and finish in the opponent's end. So it's starting to come, and I feel real good, though, about where we are.
And the conference play, again, as we mentioned, is really where it's at, and it's kind of new for you to kind of figure out who the programs. Obviously, you're familiar with the schools from coaching on the men's side, but trying to figure out exactly where the power lies as far as in the women's side of the conference. Where do you see your team shaking up with the rest of the teams in the mix?
I like to think we're near the top of the conference, the AMC. So we haven't seen Park yet. They're having some decent results. We just beat MoBap. I thought that was going to be a pretty even matchup, and probably was, but I thought we were the stronger team, and in the end we found the goal a few times. So Hannibal won the conference and the conference tournament last year, but their results haven't been terrific. I really feel like we're right in the mix and certainly have an opportunity to win the conference, and then the conference tournament's what's going to be most important. We definitely want to compete there for that possibility of going to the national tournament in our first year as a program.
A couple of the individuals, as we break down the team, and a chance to meet all the ladies in person at the games at our Marvin Owens or on the website at ColumbiaCougars.com. But start from the very beginning. Kelly Ross from Moberly, the Moberly Spartan player there, had 190,000 goals or whatever it was.
Over 100 goals.
Over 100 goals for a high school career, which is unbelievable. She was your first signee, and then she brought a couple teammates along, and you just kind of kept slowly building from there. A couple other local girls, Amanda Caldwell from Columbia as well, is really an outstanding player for you.
No, those 2 have been terrific. Certainly we wanted to start at home, mid-Missouri, find some talent in mid-Missouri. Kelly helped us get that going. She's a terrific player, terrific athlete. She's strong. I think we're trying to find her position on the field. We want her to be a goal scorer, but it's not quite as easy to score at this level as it is in high school. But she's so strong. We've been able to move her into the back. We've been able to move her out wide right. She can just run by left defenders and get serves in. So really, she's very versatile. She's maybe been a bit snake bitten in the first stretch here. She's not scored as much as she's actually created. So and then Amanda Caldwell works as hard as any player that we have. She's extremely physical, tenacious, and excited to be a Cougar, and I think she leads us in scoring. She scored 3 terrific goals. I mean, she's striking the ball well from outside. She wins tackles. She's willing to put her head on it in the box, and she finished a penalty kick for us. So she's very versatile, can play in the attack and defensively. And so those two locally, I mean, I think are 2 of our top players.
And interchangeable parts, as you mentioned in that Missouri Baptist game. You get Mallory Page, who's such a solid defender as a freshman in the center back, and then you're able to move her up top and Kelly Ross in the back, and she did serve one down the wing that ended up turning into a goal. I've been very impressed with Mallory's play defensively, and then she did very well up top as well.
Yeah, she's been terrific as a center back, and you know, I think as good as any center back that we've seen. She's very composed on the ball, reads the game well. She was a great freshman signing. Really looking forward to working with her over 4 years. But she's excited to go forward. You know, if we can't find the goals that we need, I think she's capable of creating a stir up top and making something happen. So right now we're still trying to piece it together. But I do believe that we've got 9 or 10 very versatile, strong players, and we can go to our bench, but we're not extremely deep right now. We've had multiple injuries in the early part of the season here, but again, our first year and another year of recruiting, and certainly I think this is going to be a program that will consistently contend at the top of the AMC.
Well, there's certainly other schools in the area, and you look down their rosters, and those are a mix of local from high school and also from junior college transfers that probably are a little worried that yourself and John Deshay have a program here at Columbia College for the opportunity to get some of those talented local players and get them to stay here. Maybe in a future coaches show, we'll see if we can get Kelly to teach me how to do that flip throw-in. I've seen it years ago, but if you have never seen it in person before, it basically gives you a strategy of a corner kick down the line on a wing instead of a throw-in. She's throwing it right there in the box.
Both Kellys, Kelly Westhughes, Kelly Ross from Moberly, both of them have that ability. Kelly, Ross sends it just a little bit farther than Westhughes, and truly it does make it to the middle of the box. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten on the end of any of those yet, and I think that's a hunger that we need to find in our attacking players to get after that, get on the end of corner kicks, get on the end of that 3-throw, and it certainly should be a threat down the road.
Where does that come into play as far as in soccer? Where does that start for somebody that says, you know what, I'm going to be a flip throwing person? How does that start? Is that just a coach that plants a seed somewhere, or somebody that watched the highlight tape somewhere down the road and said, you know what, I'm going to try that, and then you go?
I can only assume it starts in a gymnastics center at 4 years old somewhere, because I couldn't even consider flipping like that. But I don't know. I recall back in college, the first time I ever saw a guy do it, I was playing at Duke, and we were over at Wake Forest, and the guy flipped, and I was just in awe. I think there are still people that come out to the games and have never seen it. And now I've seen it over the years plenty of times, and for those gymnastic-type people, it seems to be fairly simple to do. But and it's certainly a weapon that we would like to use in the future.
Most definitely. And again, if you ever get a chance to see it in person at R. Marvin, it is quite an opportunity as far as for the strategic of the soccer move. Instead of just a regular throw-in, it's just like a corner from down the wing. We'll come back, talk a little more about the Lady Cougars and also the men, up to number 8 now in the top 25 poll, and undefeated in conference play as well. Both teams at 2-0 in AMC conference play. Cougar Coaches Show continues next here on Mediacom Channel 22.